Well, good morning. I am here in Fairview Park. If I can get this camera to work properly. And they are doing some new construction work. And let's turn this around. Maybe. Get my camera right. Anyway, they're doing construction work. What they're doing is they're putting in some new drainage, and then they are going to put in a new playground, new up-to-date playground that they claim is state-of-the-art. And the sidewalk's supposed to be closed, so I don't even know if I can get through here or not. But we'll try it, see what happens. All they can do is tell me to get out. It looks like it might be open. So we're just gonna walk through here. All they can do is yell at me. Now, right here is where the playground used to be. And they took it all out. It's been a while since I've been over here, and I thought I'd come over here and check out what's going on. I'm probably doing some filming a little later of certain places here and there. Kind of doing some shorts, getting some more shorts on my channel. It's not too bad out right now. Hot, and broadcast on Facebook and YouTube, and until Facebook kind of kicks it off, because I've had that happen before. I wish our mowers, if I get over here and see him, I wish our mowers looked like that. We had that little roof on there. We actually need some about that size for some of the things that we have to mow, because we have to do all of Progress City for the Farm Progress, which will be in town next year. And I have like 4 different places out there that I got to paint yet that I didn't get last year. And I've been busy doing other things. Well, good morning, Froag. Right at the end of the school year, back in the 80s, and probably part of the 70s, it might have happened in the 70s, I just remember it more in the 80s. They used to, the Catholic hospital used to have a little fun fair, and they used to use this here parking lot for all the rides and stuff. And then out here where he's mowing, and the baseball soccer field, they used to have all kinds of homemade games and food and stuff like that. And it kind of signified the end of the school year. And I never had any money then to do anything. I just kind of walked around. It seems like I never have any money to do anything. But anyway, we'll walk up here to the duck pond and take a look at that. They also call this Dreamland Lake. Of course, back in the day when this Park was very popular. There used to be a bridge that went from one side to the other in the center of this place, in the center of the pond. And back then it used to get really, really, really cold, and that water would freeze, and they used to ice skate on it. But now our winters aren't really that cold as like they were. I mean, they're still cold, but not like they were. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm getting all kinds of pop-ups. Anyway, this is called Dreamland Lake. It's where all the duckies are at, and the geese. And they might have booed them out. I mean, this, you know, there they are. They're over here. So yeah, right there. So I can walk around this side. Yesterday morning, I wanted to do a sunrise video, and of course it was cloudy. And right when I parked, it started sprinkling. And soon after I filmed that section, sitting in my truck, and got in the building, it let loose. I mean, it let loose, and of course, if you've seen the video, you saw what it was doing. I'm gonna come over here and sit down since there's no ducks over here or geese over here to get me. Yeah, there are a lot of green spaces in Decatur. Of course, they knock a lot of buildings and stuff down and make parking lots and whatnot out of them, so instead of building new. But there's supposed to be 2 of these fountains, and I don't know why they don't have the other one. And the little duck house over there, right there, that is a replica of our transfer house downtown. If you've watched those videos of me walking around downtown, and that's the little duck house for them to go in, and I mean, if they can go in it and do whatever, sleep, lay eggs, whatever a duck does. But yeah, there used to be a bridge that went over this thing, and they used to have a couple of sun bears in this park. I never got to see them though, because I think they took them out of here by the time I moved to Decatur, because I came from Taylorville, Illinois, and I was about 4 years old when we moved here. And but they redid this bridge right here. This thing was a rickety old thing, and somebody donated some money, and they put in a new one. But yeah, there's the little duck house with some duckies up there, but mostly what's over here is geese. And you know what geese does? They like to charge after you, and so it's kind of hard to enjoy this park or this pond anymore. And you got to be 16 and under in order to fish in there. There are a bunch of fish in there, mainly catfish, some bluegill. There could be some other stuff. And then right up here is a tennis court. And they used to, back in the 80s, of course, tennis was really popular back in the 80s, and they used to have a lot of competitions up there. And people still play it, but just not like they used to. And of course, all this greenery wasn't there when I was a kid. They added all that. And I gotta get my camera right here. Push the button up to go down and down to go up, and I keep forgetting. You would think down would go down and up would go up, but it's the opposite. But we do have a nice bike trail that goes through here, and it kind of makes me mad. It's a bike trail, but you can walk on it too, but people get on here more than one or two people, or two or three people, and they think they got to take the whole thing up because they want to line up in a side by side, and then you're yelling to the left, and then they get mad because they got to move. It's like, well, you know, it's a two-way street, people. But there are some little monuments up there to commemorate the Civil War and soldiers from this county. But we'll head over here to the bike trail. Now, there used to be a house that sat up here. Used to be a house sat up here. I can't remember the guy's name that lived there, but I used to come over here and talk to him for a bit. I think I went to school with him, but I don't remember what his name was that lived there. What we got here? We have a armada of geese with goslings here at the cabin. They were all in a yard yesterday until I got the BB gun out. Yeah, there you go. Shoot them son of bitches, because they'll goose you. Yeah, they'll do that. That sidewalk back there around the pond, it's always full of duck poo and geese poo. But then they kind of added this thing here. I'm assuming you can ride a skateboard on it, but I think it's more for bikes. And yeah, it's a little something. But there is a little skate park. Maybe we'll go over there and take a look at that. I doubt it. There might be somebody over there, but they used to kind of schedule it to certain days were bikes and certain days were skateboards. It's not very big. Boy, look at that tree. Look at this tree right here. If I can get this. Isn't that crazy? That baby goes up there, doesn't it? It's in an odd shape. It actually needs to be trimmed. This needs to be trimmed right here. But they just let these things, let them grow, whatever they want to do. Some of them they have them named. There's a plate on there to let you know what kind of tree it is. But all the trails, bike trails that are in here in this park, if you start way up there by Millikan University and ride them all and then go back to where you started, it's about 20 miles round trip. And before I let my bike go to crap, I used to come over here and ride it all the time. And I paid a lot of money for it, and then I let it go to crap. So it needs new tires and inner tubes and brakes and seats and the rust taken off of it. This little gazebo, I think they re-roofed it. It's been remodeled here and there. They added these seats over here so you can have a little fire. Generally, they want you to reserve these, and instead of just driving. Yeah, that probably paused my video there. Somebody was trying to call me. It's probably my mortgage company, because I haven't paid this month. They call me like once or twice a day, wanting to know where their money is. Well, they're not going to get their money until next week for this month, which will be next month when I get paid, but I think it's next month. I don't know. I don't really care. Anyway, we'll walk over here to the skate park. They actually had a little thing over here. They had a mac and cheese festival, and I think it was like the first one. I've never seen them do that, but they ran out of mac and cheese 2 hours before it was over with, and a lot of people pretty much had to turn around and leave because there was no mac and cheese, because I don't think they were expecting so many people to show up at a mac and cheese festival. Anyway, way over there, as you can see, if I can see my screen because it's so bright that my screen dimmed down. Anyway, yeah, there's the skate park right there. It's not very big, and actually way over there used to house the Abraham Lincoln courthouse. And I don't know where it originally was. I'm sure it wasn't in that spot. But they took it out for the simple fact that kids today just have no care in the world for old things or anything at that matter, and they started kind of vandalizing it. But we have a piece of land out by the airport that they take all this old stuff from that era and store it over there. And they used to hold all kinds of stuff in there. I think it was called the Yesteryear Fair, and they haven't been doing that lately. I drove out there. I was going to do a video on that area, and it was closed up and looked like a lot of the buildings weren't being taken care of, and they were falling apart. And I thought, wow, that's a shame that somebody, the caretaker of that, is not taking good care of it. So, you know, this thing used to tell me how many people were in the chat, but it doesn't do it anymore. I don't know why. Of course, I'm not like Drew where I can afford to pay for their premium stuff. So anyway, carry on. Here we got some wildflowers growing right there out of the middle of nowhere. I'm not sure what kind of flowers those are, but there you go. Yeah, see, they're just growing out of nowhere. Maybe there was a tree there at one time. But I hope I'm actually right across the street from a tower. In fact, there it is. Hang on here. Let me get it. I know you're in here somewhere. There you are. There's a tower right there. So if I'm buffering or anything, that just shows you how stupid this is. And I shouldn't be, because I'm like, should be 5G, and having a good signal. But this big pavilion here, the main pavilion, used to be where you go in the wintertime to ice skate. And they built the Civic Center and start putting it in there. Well, somebody who, I guess maybe a new person for the park district, decided that they were going to try this again, but a little different. They were going to do it with roller skating instead. So for a few days there in the beginning of the summer, one person is in the chat. Well, you know, maybe I was buffering. So so he decided to kind of bring it back, and people were roller skating, and of course you had to pay to go in there, and they put walls up. So I'll show you how they do the walls. It's kind of neat, but it's a really slick flooring, and I'll have to pan down here. Anyway, see that rail right there? It looked like they tried to seal it up in places. But anyway, that rail, they would put walls into this area all the way around, so that way you can't just walk in here and ice skate or roller skate or whatever you're doing. So then you had to go over to, I'll try not to go too fast, I know I'm gonna make you dizzy. So you had to go over to this building, and you pay whatever the fee is and come in and roller skate or ice skate. So hopefully they'll continue. They should have done it all summer. I don't know why they didn't. To give people something to do. Maybe it was just a trial run to see how many people would show up. And I think they got a pretty good turnout. So hopefully next year they will do it more days. You see he's over there mowing that area. But they do need to do more with this park, add more stuff to it for people to do. And I think they kind of started doing that because people were just falling away from the other one by the lake. Well, then you had Buffett, not Jimmy Buffett, but Buffett was donating money to kind of fix up that park and direct people over there. So he put the Devon Theater over there, and people started going to that one. Well, there used to be a swimming pool at that one, and it went to crap. Then they tried to do a water slide at one point, and the company didn't put it together right. People were getting hurt, so they got rid of that, and the swimming pool was over here. Well, now they've built that water park over there, and they closed this swimming pool down, which I think is a shame. And so now if you want to swim or whatever, you're either going to have your own pool or go over to the water park. Yeah, those are neat. I wish we had some like that. All we have is the big tractors with the bat wings on them instead of a mower with a bat wing on it. So, I mean, we do have some mowers with bat wings, but not that big. And ours don't have little roofs on it. It would be nice because you have to wear a hat so you don't burn your head. But I think those would be a lot better. I'm sure they're probably about $100,000. From my understanding, the mowers that we have that have the bat wings on them, my understanding they were about $80,000 a piece. But we have two of those, and we have two, well, there's three, but we only use two of them. John Deere mowers, which is what I use when I'm mowing, and I think I've only used one of the others once or twice. And those you got to kind of watch out because they will overheat, and one did on me, and I got stuck. Luckily I was in Progress City when it happened and nothing was going on. So I'm gonna come over here. Now if you wonder what all that is over there, that is Millikan University. This is a sorority, and back in the 80s, of course, the kids used to be kind of like, I can't think of the name of that movie. Frat House, I think is the name of it. I don't know. Anyway, they used to have a lot of parties and such, and okay, so I'm gonna park you right here and then turn you around. My camera's gonna move on you because it's messed up for some reason. It starts panning, and I've tried to fix it several times. Anyway, yeah. I'll just back up here, as long as I don't. And it will sit there and do this, which it upsets me. I got to give me a new one, and then stop using this one. So yeah, you can see it kind of slowly panning, and once it gets over to where it needs to go, then it sits there and does this, if the wind doesn't blow it over. But I lost my thought, so we'll probably go walk over there by Milliken, and we'll look around a little bit, and then I'll head back to the truck. But there's also a cemetery over here, which has upset Milliken because they wanted that land, and of course you can't move a cemetery or all your things you build on that land will be haunted. Yeah, I could get seasick. Yeah, I'll just hold on to it. But we don't have any trains here other than normal trains that they ship stuff from place to place. We do have Amtrak, but it doesn't come through Decatur. You have to go to Mattoon, and then it goes down to Springfield, our capital. And it used to come through Decatur back in the 70s. And for some reason they stopped that. We do have Greyhound buses that come through. And but that's what's sad about America, how we don't utilize trains anymore. And I think we were probably the first country to really do trains. You know, all these immigrants came over and helped build the train system. Of course, some died along the way, and but yeah, we just kind of abandoned the trains, which really sucks. All right, let me turn this around, and we'll get to stepping again. But this is a busy street, and this is the point where I was talking about. If you start at this point where you see that yellow post and head back west, I think it's west, and do all of the trails and come back to this spot, that's about 20 miles. So basically you're going to do a round trip on the trails to get back to the trail that takes you back to this spot. But I have walked through here before, and in fact that White House over there, that's also a sorority. I don't think they have too many fraternities, but we'll get over there into that spot. They actually tore down a building down here on the corner that It's been many things. It's been housing for the students. It's been the place where they have their radio station. They've moved their radio station all over the place. As a matter of fact, their radio station used to be there at one point. And I have no idea where it is today, where they housed it. There's no cars, even though they're supposed to stop. So we'll walk through Milliken here. I've walked through here before. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. It's kind of hard to see my screen. I need to get me a new phone. I want to get the iPhone 15. I wanted the 14, but I think I'm going to get the 15 down the road and get the bigger one. So if I get the bigger phone, then I'll have to definitely get a different gimbal, because this will not hold the Pro Max. Here, I am going to make it to where you can see everything around once this drop down goes away. Come on, go away. Oh, stop it. There we go. So you can see a lot better and things won't be so close. But anyway, this building to the right of me is the library. They have added to it. I think they put the commons in there, and because they tore down the commons for the students, and I think they stuck it in there. So it's at the beginning. So if you are a member or a student of the school that I work at and you have a library card there, you can, and even the Decatur Public Library, you can come here to this library, because I think they all partner. This building right here is the Fine Arts Center. This is where, if you want to see a concert that they might have scheduled, or a comedy act or something like that, this is where Milliken holds stuff like that. A lot of famous people has been in this building. They also had some kind of exotic animals here at one time, and I think it was back in the 80s. Some elephants went haywire, and they had a heck of a time trying to catch them. So, but we're probably going to see some new stuff, because I think this building is new. I've never seen this building before. And of course the one way up there is new as well. But that could be the commons right there, I'm not sure. But I don't know if they tore down, didn't tear down the old gymnasium. And they did not. Okay, so I think that's it. Maybe they did. Yeah, I think they did. So anyway, right out there where you see that construction, there used to be the old gymnasium over there. And it was haunted. When the Civil War was going on, Milliken was used as a hospital and a place for the soldiers to rest and to sit here until they get moved down to the southern states. So that building was like their hospital. And of course, a lot of people died in there. And Greenwood, Greenwood Cemetery is where they buried all them soldiers. And from my understanding, that cemetery is haunted because they had ended up burying some of those people alive, because they knew they were going to die anyway. So they buried them alive. So that that cemetery, is haunted as well. So anyway, I'm not sure what that building is, and then of course Schilling Hall is where they hold classes and stuff, and then of course way over there is student housing. I think that's where the freshmen go, I think. But I'm not quite sure what that building there is. We will walk around to the other side of it and see if there's a sign, let us know. But it is new. It does cost a lot of money to go to this college. It is a Presbyterian college, by the way, and I think the students are required to go to a Presbyterian church, which there is one on the corner across from the school. Well, I'm not sure what that building is. It just, well, in fact, I'll tell you what it may be by seeing those doors. It could be a prayer building. So I'm wondering if that's what that is. If you want to pray, you can come in there. So, but this part right here is new. They added on to this. I think this is where the commons are now for the students, I think. That building over there is the music hall. Yeah, this is where the new commons is. So this is where you would go to register and do your orientation if you want to go to school here. So back, I don't know how many years back, it used to cost about $10,000 a semester, and I'm sure it's probably doubled that by now. So they must have people checking in to getting ready for school, which starts next month. Anyhow, this is the Perkins. Look like some dance. Looks like they're doing some dance or something. They got students over there. Oh, they're getting ready to sing or something. Yeah, she's directing the students. So they're gonna be, looks like they're gonna be, yeah, they're singing. So, not sure if you can see that or not. So, because I have it so far away. Anyway, let's walk back over here. And of course, the Schilling building is their main staple building for this college. And this is Gorin Hall right here. So I don't know if it's just a place to house students or quite sure what it is. So bear with me on things that I do not know about. Hello, Liana. But all those buildings out there, that is housing for the students. Those have been there for probably a good, I don't know, 20 years now. This is where all the fraternities used to be, and they tore them down. There is one left over here. There is one more frat. Go over here, and then there's the front of Schilling Hall. This is the staple of this college, the front of this building. So if you ever look up Millikan University, you will see this building right here is their front building. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4 of these they built for the students. I don't know if they are freshmen, because I think the freshmen are down there. These might be, it's the Department of Athletics. So I guess if you're here to do athletics, this is where you're gonna live. And actually what I'm walking on right now is a bike trail. It is part of the bike trail because there is a sidewalk right there for people to walk on the sidewalk, but everybody walks on the bike trail. But there is another fraternity right there. They had another one back way behind us, but it had caught on fire at one time, and a student or two died in that fire. And I think that building is up for sale. But anyway, there is the student housing there. Those have been there a long time, so I think that was about the only places that students could live if you weren't in a fraternity. Turn this down a little bit. Yeah, they try to keep it clean around here. It's a college. I try to do a very good job at our community college. A lot of them guys, they don't give a shit. And I'm the one that does all the trimming. And I try to do a lot of edging next to the sidewalks because they won't buy me an edger. So I use the string trimmer to edge. And I try to make it look really nice. And I don't know, they probably just look at me like I'm stupid or something. I don't know. But we're coming up here to, this is Main Street, by the way, that we're walking on. And we're gonna come up here to Oakland. So this is South Oakland Street. Well, we'll walk down here and then we'll head back to my truck. So, but if you kept walking that way, that'd take you downtown. This is a historical street, and it's got a lot of historical homes that you'll run into, a lot of big houses. Stephen Decatur's, I think Stephen Decatur's house is down there, or no, the Milken Homestead's down there. They have a house down there that was built by, oh, I forgot his first name. Frank Lloyd Wright. It was built by Frank Lloyd Wright, which actually sold not too long ago. And they had an open house and a lot of people showed up just so they could see what a Frank Lloyd Wright house looks like on the inside. Let's see, a lot of vast spaces in the middle, but I am with you on the aggressive driving. Yeah, so anyway, and there is I've been in there several times, lock, stock, and barrel. That's where Sloan's Calzones is now. They were actually in this building, and I've actually, this is where my last concert was. So the last time I played drums was right here, and we did like one show. I was a band called Egg Brain All Stars, and we did one show here. It was very hot. Their AC didn't work, and yeah, it was very, very hot in there. And but anyway, yeah, that's where I had my last show, was right here. But now he moved into Lock, Stock, and he makes the pizzas for them. But actually, this is Sloan's Campus Town Pizzeria. He's actually moved downtown, and that's where his, I think his main store is now. It's not here on South Oakland Street, but he's got his little pizzeria in there. And then they used to have bands that played out here, and there was this one punk band that played out here, and I stood right here listening to them. And they had such, and I played with them before at another bar, but they had such a driving force that I could feel the bass sound hitting my chest as I was standing right here. So this must be a new place. I've not seen this before. This is apparently Castro's, and it used to be downtown, I think. And at one time, this used to be a comic book store, unless they were down here next to this, but I think it was right here where the comic book store was. But I could be wrong. And I'm not sure what is in here. Oh, this is Head West Subs. That's what's in there. Head West Subs. And then this is actually campus housing, and this is like apartments. This building right here this is a new building, but what used to be here was a restaurant called the Blue Mill. And I don't know if it caught on fire or the owner died or what happened, but that place was no more. And then they built this. Well, then they had a restaurant in there, kind of a really cool jazz hip restaurant in there. And it was called the Blue Phoenix, and I used to go in there all the time. I loved that place, and have a beer or two, and then it closed down, and now it's all used for Milliken. So down that way they have their theater type stuff, like their little, they call it Pipe Dreams or whatever, something like that. You know, your little low budget theater stuff goes on in there, which is pretty cool. I've been to one a long time ago, but not in this building. And of course you got those restaurants, and then Oakwood Tattoo is here, and I think they kind of stopped it this year because I haven't seen it, because every year it would come on, it would rain. So they used to have Oakwood, and it was brought on by them and Donnie's Pizza, and they used to close the street off right here and put a stage up and have all kinds of bands from Decatur play. And yes, I did play it. I was like, maybe the first year they had it, I did play on it. So yeah, they are pretty nice. In fact, they're called the Woods at Milliken, and I used to work at a elderly complex on the other end of town, and it was called the Woods. Well, we would get phone calls all the time, people looking for this place, and so we'd have to tell them, no, you want the Woods at Milliken. That day, and they didn't want it. Well, somebody left their old Tonka truck. Better watch out, somebody grab that. It may be worth money. Anyway, we're headed back this way. I couldn't go around because they got they're working on the train tracks, and they got the street closed off, so. But there are other housings, like if you look right through there, here, I'll zoom in. Let's pan up here. Right there, if I can get my finger in there, right there, that is also housing. And that is across the street from, well, actually there are bookstores in there. So I think that might be for freshmen as well. And then they got a softball diamond across from that, and the football field is over here. We'll go through the school here. I'll show you where the football field is. They redid that too. I guess Milliken got a lot of funding or something, and they've been doing a lot of remodeling and building things, and they actually own a lot of land to the south, because they did build a baseball field off that direction. So we'll come down here. Hopefully, this is where the security sits at. Hopefully they won't stop me and say, "What are you filming?" I was like, "Well, I'm promoting your school, dear buddy. I got people from around the world watching." And I don't know if we're still on Facebook, because sometimes it just stops working. It hasn't told me yet, though. It did when I was filming downtown. I was trying to, I had so much trouble when I was filming that thing downtown, and it was really upsetting me. Oh, that's the theater and dance building. So now I know what that is. So that is that brand new building that they built, and that's pretty cool. But Aramark, they're the ones who do the cleaning around here, and so you have to go through them if you want to get a cleaning job. Anyway, that is the new, well, it's not really new, but that's where the gym is, and I think the swimming pool's in there, and we'll go this way. I don't feel like taking stairs. But yeah, I think there's a swimming pool in there for the swimming students, and I remember back in the 80s, again, they used to have the commons out here in this area where you see all that fencing. Of course, he tore it down, of course, but when school started and we have all this heat like we do, the girls used to lay out here and sunbathe, and of course, you know, the guys would be driving up and down Oakland Street looking at them. And but anyway, this here is the other new dorm that they built. The bookstores, they may have taken the bookstore out, because there used to be a sign that said bookstore, so they may have taken the bookstore out and put it somewhere else. And it could be over there where they got the new commons. Anyway, yeah, they're doing stuff over there, so we'll walk through the grass here, keep away from them. Yeah, it costs a lot of money to go to this school. They do a lot of nursing here, so if you're wanting to be you know, higher ranking nursing person, you go to this school. If you're into music, singing, dancing, playing an instrument, you would go to this school. Theater, they have theater here, and of course their athletics department. So anyway, football field's over there, and they redid that. I don't know what they're building over here. Maybe they're making a new parking lot, like they are. Dance building. It's pretty nice. I would say this has probably been here maybe 10 years. And yeah, it's pretty neat. They still do that, and but yeah, there's been a lot of famous people in that building. As a matter of fact, the girl who, this here is the Science Center. So You could probably see it way up there at the top. There is a telescope that they use. But Decatur used to be a prominent city. It used to have a lot of famous presidents that came here. This town, a lot of people are moving not only out of Illinois, but they're moving out of Decatur because there's nothing here unless you work at one of the factories and risk your life working there. A lot of people call ADM another dead man, which actually means Archer Dangler Tract. And I cleaned up sugar off of machines, and that sugar would be sent to Wrigley to make the gum that you chew. But at the same time that I had applied for that job, I had also applied at the pharmaceutical company that I was working at. And it took them a long time to finally call me. And I think I was at ADM for, I don't know, 3 months maybe. And until they finally called me. And I was so happy to get out of ADM and work at Acorn. It was only 10 blocks away from my house. I didn't have far to travel. And I was very happy at that job. Until greed and mismanagement closed them down. And of course now I'm at the college working. And Monday, I got more painting to do and get the area fully done. Well, kind of fully done where I'm at. I got all the doorways into the salons painted, the doorways to the auditorium painted, the in front of the doorways into the restroom in that area painted, and now I got to paint the walls, make them look nice. I told everybody, I said, yeah, I'll do just like I did at Acorn. I'll paint this place from one side to the other all by myself, even though certain places I did have help, but most of the time I did it by myself. So, and many times over. Well, hello Jeffrey. Sorry I didn't see you come in there because the screen is so dark and it's so bright out. So I appreciate these videos of my hometown. I am in LA. Yeah, so well, I can't show you from here because I'd have to walk there, but then I'd have to walk back to the park. But anyway, if you remember Kroger at Fairview Plaza, they tore it down because it wouldn't sell. So they knocked her down. And the weird part about that store is it was like a concrete floor foundation was poured, and then they built the building on top of that, like it had a floor on top of a floor, because that concrete's smooth, and the concrete of Kroger was not smooth. So it's like they had a floor on top of a floor. And anyway, yeah, they closed that Kroger down because there was just too many people stealing, and they felt it was too small anyway. But I thought it was a perfect size, and it's too bad that nobody moved in there. So yeah, I am walking distance from my house. So yeah, I just live over here in that direction. But I grew up in this area. I lived on North Oakland Street, right next to Colonial Mall, and They actually tore that house down that I lived in next to Colonial Mall. It was a big yellow house. And Kreckles bought that land up and they built a Kreckles there. So their parking lot is where my house was. And then down on the corner of Oakland and Cushing, where I used to live, they tore that house down too. So, but it seems like every house I've almost lived in, like when I lived on Forest and Fairview, that house is gone as well. So it sucks. It's like, why you keep tearing down every house I live in? Anyway, here's my truck. I'm gonna fold this down so I can set you on it, turn you around, and hopefully it won't fall over. It's kind of windy. Anyway, yeah, there's what's going on. They're putting in a state-of-the-art playground over here by the big pavilion. They also got money in to do some kind of drainage, make it better drainage over there, because apparently the drainage sucked. And all right, bye, Froeg. Have a good one. There's no amount of money you can get me to move to LA. No offense. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Yeah, I have no desire. Back in the 80s, I would have loved to have gone to California, because that was the place to go to back in the 80s. And but today, because of Newsom pretty much ripping that state apart, and now it should be separated from this country. Yeah, I have no desires to go there, even though I've never seen the ocean and I've never been on a beach. And but we also got the other side, so I could go down to Florida if I want to see an ocean, or go to, I don't know, East Coast, or go up to Washington, or whatever those states are over there. I forget. Yeah, I got this thing packed full. It's got of course my wallet in there, because I don't want to put it in my pants, and then all the things that I use to film at home are in here. And so yeah, but if anybody else came in and didn't say a word, hi. Because I know there's probably people lurking and they didn't say a word. So but I came to this park a lot, and when I was ever since I was a little kid, I came here, and it's changed a lot. Of course, nothing remains the same. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, and I'm gonna look around for some things to film so I can make some shorts, and I will catch you again. Maybe I'll go live again tomorrow, maybe not, I don't know. I'm off today. It's my next to my last Friday off for the summer. So I've been working 4 days instead of 5 days. And August 9th, the day after mine and Debbie's anniversary, is my last Friday off. So I may take the 8th off, unless she tells me, what are you home for? Anyway, you all take care. I'm glad you all showed up, whoever did show up, and we'll do this again. Maybe I'll go downtown, or maybe I'll go to the zoo or something and do that. So well, you're very welcome. And I know you're not on TikTok, so I do have things on TikTok. Some of the stuff I got on there is the same stuff that's on YouTube. I wanted to do it differently, but I didn't. So hopefully I'll get more sunrise videos out for everybody's, because apparently they like those. And that one that I did, I wish it would have zoomed in, because it looked like the sun out of a movie. I kid you not. It was the coolest freaking thing I've ever seen, because it wasn't, you can look right at it and it wasn't going to bother you. And it was like a red color, and it just had like, I don't know, it was just weird. It looked like something out of a movie.